Welcome to day 9 of school. Let's go ahead and fill in that 9th box there. All right. So let's start with our beginning fraction. We have a total of 180 school days. We are on day 9. Okay, is 9 prime or composite? Well, 9 is not circled, so it is composite. It's a perfect square. So that means we're going to have to do our prime factorization for both the numerator and the denominator, not just the denominator. All right, so when we're doing our prime factorization with this upside down division, we only want prime numbers. Only the prime numbers that multiply together to make these. So our first 5 prime are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. Start with those, but it does continue. Let's start with, because it ends in a 0, let's try 5 first. I can get 3 groups of 5 out of 18. Then that leaves 3 tens. Well, 3 tens is 30, and 6 times 5 is 30. Okay, 36. Well, 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 is a multiple of 3, so 3 is a factor of 36. I can get 1 group of 3 out of 3, and 2 groups of 3 out of 6. Okay. Again, I can divide by 3, because 1 plus 2 is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. 4 is even, so I can divide by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. I've gotten to a prime number, so I am done. I'm going to write down my prime factorization from least to greatest. 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. Okay, and now my numerator. 9 divided by 3 is 3. That's that perfect square. So my prime factorization is 3 times 3. Now we want to find what's common in our numerator and denominator, and it looks like 3 times 3. So our numerator is going to be left with 1, and then 2 times 2 is 4 times 5 is 20. We're going to have 1/20. This is our greatest common factor, though. 3 times 3 is 9. That's our greatest common factor, so let's go ahead and make our groups of 9. Okay, remember it does not matter what your groups of 9 look like, as long as you have 9 in each group and you do not have your shaded in with the unshaded. All right, so let's count up our total groups of 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. There's a total of 20, and 1 group shaded in. Okay, let's go ahead and prove it with our division, because we divided in our model, but now we need to do it with our algorithm. So we divide by our greatest common factor. Okay, so using our area model. Okay, starting with 180. 10 times 9 is 90. Number is the same. 0 is the game. And then this is just 18 take away 9, which is 9. Bring that up here, and then that would be 10 times 9 is 90. Number is the same. 0 is the game. Add these partial quotients, we get 20. And then here for our numerator, we get 9 divided by 9. If you're not sure how big to make the box, you can wait till after you're done. 1 times 9 is 9. Number is the same. 0 is the game. Okay, so we're going to check our answers with our inverse operation. So it's the divisor times the quotient plus the remainder. But since our remainder is 0 and the identity property of multiplication says it's going to stay the same, we don't need to actually add. Same here, divisor times quotient plus remainder. But again, that remainder is 0. 9 times 20, well 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 2 is 18. That matches our dividend. So that checks. Okay, and this right here is the identity property of multiplication. When you multiply by 1, it stays the same. That matches our dividend, so we check. Our numerator is definitely 1, and our denominator is definitely 20. Now 20 is actually a special number because we can easily convert that into 100 with multiplying. So that gives us the percent of the school year. Cent means 100. Okay. And we can get the percent by multiplying by 5. 1 times 5 is 5. 20 times 5 is 100. As a decimal, this would be 0.055 hundredths. And it's also 5 per 100 or 5 per cent. So today is 5% of the school year. We have 95% left. Okay, so let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. Okay, we're still in trimester 1, week 3. Today's date is 8/20/19, and our fraction is 1/20th. Now notice I wrote it way over there because we want to get down our decimal, which is 5 hundredths, and our percent. We have completed 5% of the school year, and we have 95% of the year to go. Okay, let's go ahead and get out our number line. We did groups of 9. Groups of 9. So go to the first line. 1/20th. And here in our 3's we have an equivalent fraction. Just these pieces are smaller. And here 9 out of 180 is the same total amount, just smaller pieces. Those are equivalent fractions. This is our simplest form, or our equivalent fraction in lowest terms. There's not any lines below it, only above it. Okay, let's go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.